Good evening. I'm John, your facilitator, and welcome to Orange County Department of Education Virtual College and Career Discovery Fair. We're so happy that you're taking the time to join us this evening and want to make sure that you enjoy this entire experience. We're in a webinar format, so your camera and microphone are off right now, so we can't hear or see you. But to interact with us this evening, please use the Q&A button that's on your screen and put in any questions that you would like to have answered by the college reps at all this evening there for us. Also, do not forget, there are other sessions that will be going on this evening and also throughout the week, so please plan to attend some of those as well. And lastly, make sure that if you want to review this later on, there will be recording of this session available for you at strivescan.com/COSI. So that's all the major housekeeping things that I need to cover for the evening, but now I want to turn it over to our reps now. And first, we're going to have Bennington College.
Thank you so much for joining us, everyone. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. My name is Fran Salcedo-Edwards. I work as Bennington's California Regional Representative. So Bennington itself is located in southern Vermont, and I myself am located here in Southern California. So Bennington, a kind of quick overview. We're a very small private liberal arts college in southern Vermont. So we're about 3.5 hours north of New York City, and about 3 hours west of Boston. We've got about 720 undergraduate students, so again, very small. And those students are coming from over 60 different countries and 40 different states in the US. About 17% of our students are international students. This updated data this upcoming year. And that small size really pares down to the individual student experience. So you see average class sizes around 12 to 15 and a student to faculty ratio of 10 to 1. There are two key areas of a Bennington education that are really impactful to a student's experience. The first is our academic structure itself, which at Bennington we call the plan process. So you probably become very familiar with traditional forms of liberal arts educations, where you've noticed that often there is a common structure where students will spend a year exploring their interests, and then they will make a decision about what they would like to focus in. And oftentimes that involves choosing a major or some form of a pathway within a specific discipline. At Bennington, throughout your 4-year experience, we have an entirely open curriculum, and our students can take courses in any of the 45 areas of study that we offer that are on the screen right now. In support, or being supported by at least 4 to 5 faculty members each, every Bennington student spends their 4 years actually designing their own course of study and practice. So for those of you who are interested in multiple different areas, and you might be struggling to think about, well, how do I pare it down? How do I just study one area without compromising some of my other interests? Or maybe you have passions that intersect multiple disciplines and you'd like the opportunity and the flexibility to build your own curriculum. That is what the plan process does. So every single student receives a committee of faculty members who teach in the areas of study that you'd like to lean into most. And you write an essay that essentially works as your own roadmap through Bennington. So you are designing your own course of study. This can be centered on a particular question, a topic, a theme. Maybe you're passionate about biology and dance, and that's what you want to study. But the difference is that the key agency in shaping your education is with you, as opposed to Bennington deciding a number of pathways that you choose from. I have an example here on the right of the screen. It's a student called Lily who graduated last year, and Lily was passionate about visual arts, computer science, and mathematics. You can see that Lily studied a very, very specific inquiry that for her was exactly what she was most passionate about. You might not find it on a list of areas of study, right, or majors and minors at other institutions, but Bennington allows students to really get creative with the way that they design their education. The second key area in Bennington education is that we're the only college in the US to have required annual internships since our founding. And so every student graduates with at least 4 internships and work experiences on their resume. The average is actually 7. And we call this fieldwork term. It's a 6-week period between January and February where every single student leaves campus and they pursue 6 weeks of fieldwork in an area related to their studies. You're supported in figuring out how what you might like to do over those fieldwork terms and also how to make them happen. You can see some examples of Lily's fieldwork terms there that help supplement her studies. I also have a few more examples here of fieldwork terms that students completed actually during the pandemic. Our students worked from Sony Entertainment all the way to UC Riverside's Brain Game Center, to the Harvard Stem Cell Institute, to the Brooklyn Academy of Music. In terms of applying to Bennington, there are two ways to apply. You can apply using the Common App, the bulk of students do. We also have our very own application designed for students who would like to design their own application. It's essentially one big portfolio. So if you would like to apply using that, it's called a dimensional application. You can find out more information online, but the Common Application is what 95% of our students go with. We are completely test optional, which means that if you do not submit standardized test scores, it has no impact on your likelihood of admission or on any financial aid you're eligible for. We offer both merit and need-based financial aid. You don't need to submit any additional documents to be considered for any of our merit-based scholarships, and they go up to almost $35,000 a year. And we also offer need-based financial aid. We require the FAFSA and the CSS profile to be submitted by the deadline of the round that you are applying in. There's some links on the right-hand side. Please check us out a little more. Our Instagram account at Bennington Students and our Tumblr are both student-run completely. So you can see the student perspective. You can ask questions anonymously on the Tumblr. And if you'd like to virtually visit us or schedule an interview, you can do so at those links as well. I'll wrap up with a couple of really cool statistics. 92% of our students are on some form of financial aid. Our average award is actually over $45,000 a year. And 77% of our graduates, just 1 year out, report being fully engaged at work versus just 39% of graduates nationally. Twice as likely to be fully engaged. Again, a big credit to Fieldwork Term and the plan process for allowing you to design your own education. Thank you for your time, and I'll put my contact information in the chat. So if you'd like to continue the conversation, you absolutely can.
Thank you so much, Bennington College. Next, we'll have Champlain College.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us this evening. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen as well, so that way you folks can have an idea of what Champlain College looks like right in Burlington, Vermont. There you can see the lake. We're located right on Lake Champlain, so it's definitely a beautiful area here at Champlain College. We are a pretty small school, so Champlain College has about 2,100 undergraduates. What that means for you folks is you're going to get those really small personalized classes, one-on-one work with your professors. Our average class size is about 17 students. So some might be smaller. The largest you'll get is about 20 students in a class. We do have a pretty diverse student body. So we are well known in the New England, New York area, but we have students coming from all up and down the East Coast, the West Coast, in California, where you folks are, but also up to Seattle, Washington, Colorado, parts of Texas, Chicago. So it's really nice having students from all across the country to have those discussions with and get to know, as well as students from all over the world. If you have a chance to come visit campus, you'll see the flags that hang in the dining hall that represent the different countries where we have students from on campus. So at Champlain, there's three major components to your academic model. One is going to be your major. The second piece will be your core classes. So they're kind of like liberal arts, but they're more interdisciplinary. So you get to think about critical thinking, reading, writing skills through a variety of different classes that you actually get to choose. It might be reading, writing, and game. It might be reading, writing, and maple culture, or it might be existentialism. You get to really choose different subjects to pursue outside of your major, which is exciting. The third piece of your curriculum is going to be our career component. Every student at Champlain not only has an academic advisor, but you also have a career coach to help you through a couple of different pathways, one being career preparation and the other one personal finance. They want to make sure that you have those skill sets and you're able to utilize them while you're here as a student, and then also when you graduate. So at Champlain, we have an upside down curriculum. That means you do start taking classes in your major from day one. If you know exactly what you want to do, it's fantastic because you get that experience right away. And then you're going to be more highly qualified for internships that are more competitive earlier on in your career. If you are applying undeclared or you're not sure what you want to do, it's also great to get that experience in those first couple of years. So that way you can still graduate in 4 years, but we're really excited to have you try and figure out what you like, what you don't like early on, than waiting until that 3rd and 4th year. We want to make sure that you're able to explore and experience a variety of different things here at Champlain and really get to know and see what you are and what you want to be. So at Champlain, we have 4 different divisions. We have the Stiller School of Business. We have Communication and Creative Media, Education and Human Studies, and Information and Technology Sciences. We have 39 minors as well, and over 60 areas of concentration within the different majors that you can see here. We also have a degree design lab program where you can pursue 2 to 3 different pathways and actually design your own curriculum with a faculty member. So that way you can actually see what types of jobs combine either similar or very different areas of study that you would like to pursue. It's a great way to combine all of your interests in addition to maybe doing a couple of minors, double major concentrations like our students are doing. They're well skilled in their area of expertise, but they have a lot of different interests and they're very versatile with their skill sets, allowing them to apply and be qualified for a variety of different jobs and internships. We talked briefly about those career coaches. So they run this insight program that does help you on those career positioning and personal finance tracks. These allow you to do different activities like the job fair you see here, LinkedIn workshops, or even mock interviews with different employers. Personal finance activities might be a budgeting for study abroad, might be our game of life that you play your very first year here, or learning how to negotiate salaries once you graduate. They're going to equip you with a variety of skills, again, to use while you're here and after you graduate. At Champlain, 85% of our students do at least 1 or more internship or experiential learning opportunity. You're taking a variety of on-campus, off-campus jobs, internships, as well as those different study abroad opportunities. We do have 2 study abroad campuses, one in Dublin, Ireland, and one in Montreal, Canada. We do have partnerships all around the world, and some of our most popular ones are listed here. You can really go anywhere in the world that you want to, and we also have scholarship internship opportunities abroad in Spain. We have them in different places like Shanghai, China, Kyoto, Japan, and you can also do summer programs at our Montreal campus. So our students are getting a lot of different cultural experiences all around the world. While you're on campus, we do have these beautiful Victorian mansions that you get to call home. They're a nice little homey residence hall. They have unique staircases and those beautiful old fireplaces that you can see here. There's no cookie cutter places at Champlain. Our students are not only involved in the classroom, but outside of the classroom with over 60 student-run clubs and orgs and over 15 rec and intramural sports. Definitely encourage you to sign up for an interview with one of our senior interns to pick their brains about what their favorite clubs and activities are on campus. Burlington is also a great area, so if you're able to come to an open house, you'll get to experience the beauty of Burlington and Vermont all year round. No matter what season you're here for, it's definitely a great place to be. We'll miss you when you're gone, but as a graduate, 85% of our students are employed or enrolled in graduate school within 6 months of graduation. They're getting jobs in their field, which is a direct correlation to that experience that they're gaining. We hope you all have a chance to apply. You can see our decision deadlines right here, and it gives you a chance to take a little time to either submit the early decision application or that regular decision application, which are both free. Thanks everyone for being here today, and definitely continue to engage with us so we can help you through that college admissions process.
All right, thank you so much, Champlain College. Next, we're going to have University of New England.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Seth Summelrock. I am the representative senior counselor here for the University of New England today. The University of New England is located in Biddeford, Maine. We also have campuses in Portland as well, and I'll get to that in just a second. But we are located in Biddeford, Maine, which is in the southern tip of Maine, so kind of central New England. We are right on the coast. We have about 4,000 feet of water frontage on this campus, and we also have 363 acres of continuous forest land as well. So we have a lot of natural resources here on this campus for our 2,300 undergraduate students. We specialize in the health sciences, the liberal arts, as well as the marine and environmental sciences. We are doing very well in the marine sciences for obvious reasons in terms of where we are. And we also have some state-of-the-art athletics facilities on this Biddeford campus as well. The Biddeford campus is highlighted by our brand new student commons located on the right side of your screen here. The student commons has everything that any students will need between dining, study space, as well as our global education office and our student academic success center. This campus also is home to over 90 clubs and organizations on campus, as well as over 25 intramural and club sports. We also have 18 varsity athletic programs here at UNE. So regardless of what students are interested in, I'm sure we can make it happen here at UNE. Our Portland campus is located about 30 minutes north of our Biddeford campus. This is our professional campus because we have our juniors and seniors in the dental hygiene and nursing programs on this campus, along with the majority of our graduate school students. So we have graduate schools in osteopathic medicine, dental medicine, in physician's assistant school, occupational therapy school, as well as physical therapy school. So a lot of graduate programs in the health sciences. But for undergraduate programs, our juniors and seniors in the health or in the dental hygiene and nursing programs will be on this campus. It's a much smaller campus than the Biddeford campus. That being said, it is also kind of the setting where students are really going to start to feel out that clinical environment and see what that's like as they get to the Portland campus. We also have a campus in Tangier, Morocco. It is our very own campus and one that is that students can study abroad in at no additional financial cost. So everything that applies financially to you in Biddeford or Portland also applies here in Tangier. So we actually study abroad at 5 times the national average, mostly due to this Tangier campus that we have. We also have partnership programs in Akiri, Iceland, Sevilla, Spain, the south of France, and Paris, France. So students can take advantage of all of those opportunities abroad, as well as any of our travel courses, which are between 1 and 3 week trips paired with classes that are hyper specific to students' majors or minors, allowing them to also go all over the globe just in a little smaller capacity. And in addition, our Tangier campus also allows for every program to study abroad. So regardless of your major, you have the opportunity to go to Tangier, whether you are in the nursing major or the business major or anything in between. We actually kind of chisel out certain ideal semesters for students to be abroad, which is really awesome for any students that want to travel but are a little worried about getting behind. So that will not happen here at UNE. We have over 60 undergraduate, graduate, and professional programs here at UNE, all listed here. Our 2 new programs this year are in criminology and special education. That being said, there are a lot of combinations that students will have, and all of those can be combined and seen here. On top of that, our undeclared major, which is at the bottom right hand of your screen, we have created our GUST program, which is Guided Undergraduate Studies. And that is for students that don't necessarily know what they want to do, so they can actually have a flexible and kind of immersive year in their first year, so they can take different classes, but look at it both professionally and academically. So students can figure out where they want to go and how they want to get there with their academics. They will have a team of 4 faculty mentors and advisors that will help them think through that, and then ultimately be able to make a confident choice in where they will be attending or what program they will be attending at the beginning of their sophomore year. At UNE, we have a huge emphasis on experiential learning. Over 92% of our students are receiving some kind of credit-bearing extracurricular activity, whether that is being on campus and doing research, whether that is being in Iceland in the middle picture that you can see on a research vessel, whether that is being in Vermont doing bobolink and other bird migration research on the left side, or in our clinical space in Portland. We actually have our very own community clinic on the Portland campus, so students in our dental hygiene program are able to serve the greater Portland and Portland communities as they are juniors and seniors. Getting that experience in the field is going to be very pertinent to every major here, regardless of what program you are a part of. And then in terms of student life, we are a very tight-knit community here at UNE. As I said before, we have over 90 clubs and organizations, everything from cereal eating to ghost hunting and surf clubs. So anything that you can think of, we probably have a club for it. That being said, students can start their own clubs with just 2 people that are interested in the same thing. So also something to consider. The natural resources that I also mentioned are big at campus, and as well as our athletics programs. In terms of the application process, we take 3 different kinds of applications: the Common App, the Coalition App, or the UNE application. We are test blind, so we do not actually consider test scores unless explicitly told by the student. Our early action deadline is November 15th. And if you want to stay in touch, be sure to check out our website at une.edu/visit. We have open houses coming up in the next few weeks in October, and virtual events happening all the time. Thank you for your time tonight, and I'll throw my contact information in the chat. Have a good night.
All right, thank you so much, University of England. Next, we'll have Kaiser University.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Heather. I am with Kaiser University's flagship campus. And you're probably wondering, what does that mean, a flagship campus? So I am going to tell you. Basically, Kaiser has 21 different campuses in the state of Florida. We are the flagship campus, which is the main campus. It's there in the picture there. That's where our traditional campus is, meaning we have residence halls, sports teams, clubs, that traditional university experience, whereas our other campuses are more like satellite campuses. So some key facts about Kaiser. One, unlike all of my other colleagues here today, we are located in sunny South Florida. Our main campus is in West Palm Beach, Florida. We are most well known for our nursing program. We are the largest producer of grads in the nursing program in the state of Florida. We're huge on career services. Over 91% of our graduates get placed in a job or in graduate school upon graduation. We also have a very global student population. Our students right now come from 60 different countries and 42 different states. We are the largest private not-for-profit university in the state of Florida. That being said, that population is spread out over 21 campuses in Florida, and then 2 international campuses. We have campuses in Shanghai, China, and Nicaragua. Each campus is small though, so our campus right now, current class size is about 15:1, so you definitely get that individualized attention, and we focus on that hands-on learning, so you learn the real-life practical way of doing things and not lectures. And then we're also home to 29 different NAIA sports, and then we have lots of clubs and activities for you to join as well. I'm not going to show you the video because I don't have time today, but I do just want to show you this aerial shot of campus. We're located right in the middle of West Palm Beach, Florida, but you wouldn't know it because we are tucked in a little 100-acre campus right in the center. So it kind of feels very isolated from, the West Palm Beach city life while you're on campus. So our admissions criteria for most programs, we are a 2.7 GPA or above, and then you see the SAT and ACT scores required there. Now for our medical programs or engineering, we do require a higher GPA, and we require a test score. All other programs are test optional. We do super score though, so we will take whatever's better, whether it's your GPA or your test score. We'll always maximize your scores to get you the most that we can for those academic scholarships. You can see the admissions process there. We are on the Common App, or you can apply directly with us. That's our QR code right there. It takes you directly to our application. And upon application, Once we do get your acceptance, we will also offer merit scholarships, and we offer merit scholarships all the way up to $16,000 a year for those who qualify. And here's just a quick list of our programs. You can see we do have a lot of medical, a lot of business. Not everything is listed there, but we do have many different minors and concentrations that you could focus on. Nursing is our most popular. We have a lot of business. And then we have some niche programs like golf management or equine studies that do kind of set us apart. Very popular in the South Florida area, both of those things. And then as you're looking at colleges, of course, you want to look at what's important to you. You know, what kind of student are you? Where are you going to be most successful? And that's going to help you look for what you want in a college. And one of the things that I always suggest is that you take a look at the school's social media. You can follow us at Kaiser U Flagship on any of the social media. And that's a great way to get an idea of what it's like, the day in the life. We have student takeovers almost weekly, so you can see really what it's like to be a student on our campus. And if you do follow us and DM us on any social media platform, your address will actually send you a free t-shirt. And here's my information right there. If you can call, text, email, if you want to do a virtual campus or a campus visit, just let me know. If you want more information, that is our QR code there to reach out for any additional information. I appreciate everyone's time today. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Keiser University. Next, we'll have Suffolk University.
Thanks so much. Hi, everyone. My name is Dan Connolly. I'm Managing Associate Director for Undergraduate Admission at Suffolk. We're located in historic downtown Boston. I'm going to get to a map at the end, which hopefully we'll have time for. I'm just going to share my screen. So Suffolk, we're about 70 plus academic programs. It's everything, the College of Arts and Sciences and the Sawyer Business School. We have two campuses, one in Boston and one in Madrid, Spain. Madrid is much smaller than the Boston campus, but makes it really easy to be able to study abroad basically whenever you want. Some students will start in Madrid. Some students do their first 2 years. Some students will go all 4 years if you're international relations. So Madrid adds that extra element that makes it really create your own pathway as far as being able to go abroad. We have 50 plus partnerships throughout the world though. So if Madrid wasn't of interest to you, I'm sure we can find a place for you to go. Some of the more popular programs, law, political science are probably at the top of the list. Communications there too, with journalism, both print and broadcast, as well as media and film production. It's also got advertising and public relations. Psychology is very popular. That also has an accelerated master's program with a mental health counseling program at Suffolk. We also have a PhD that's, of course, separate from the undergrad experience in clinical psychology, but lots of opportunity there to explore. The business school has 11 plus majors, everything from accounting, marketing, management, entrepreneurship, minors in real estate and cybersecurity. So lots available to you. The number one major for incoming freshmen is undecided. So you do not have to know what you want to do. We will help you figure that out. And once again, lots to sort of dabble in. When it comes to classroom size, typically it's just under 20 in a class. Usually we cap classes at 25. It's a 14:1 faculty-student ratio. What that means is you're going to know your professor and they're going to know you. We don't have any huge lecture halls. They don't exist. We've got about 4,000, just over 4,000, says 40, almost 4,400 undergrads and about 1,200 grad school students and about 1,000 law school students. So all in, we're probably around 7,000. So that's considered medium or small medium, I guess you could say. Skip that slide. When it comes to some of the rankings that we've been awarded recently, Princeton Review, U.S. News World Report, I'm sure you all are familiar with those publications, but we're also one of the colleges of distinction for this past year, which I'm a big fan of, that kind of measures sort of the out-of-the-box intangibles, I guess you could say, where it's more of a personality of a college and the mission, the access behind it. When it comes to getting involved, it's 100 plus clubs organizations, so pretty much something for everyone. Some of the highlights here, performing arts, I believe, has 20 some odd groups that are underneath that umbrella. We've got 19 Division III teams. Always recommend contacting the coach if you're interested in playing a sport, but it seems like this list grows every year, at least by 2 or 3. And it's a very active campus, even though we're right in downtown. We don't have a traditional campus per se. It's still a very active community. So you see a lot of team building, and especially within the classes too. There's always group assignments. So there's great ways to get to know each other. And we find we've got a really good spirit throughout. Now, as far as internships, that's a big part of our philosophy. We want students to build professional experience before you graduate, so you can figure out what you want to do and what you don't want to do. We actually have tripled the size of our career development center in the last 18 months. So we went from about 7 or 8 employees to close to 30. It is a really exciting time for that division. They've added all kinds of different elements to what they're doing. So in addition to what they had been doing with job fairs, networking events, and career counseling, there's now new job search tools. We've got a lot more alumni mentoring that will happen throughout your time at the university. So a really great space that we've developed there, and we're really excited to see what could come about with all the new staff that we have available. So for admission, what we look for is basically the whole person. We're looking at as far as an average profile, it's a 3.3 GPA, so it's a B plus. SAT score of 1150, combined ACT about a 23. If for international students, we require English proficiency exam, and the minimum TOEFL scores is 79. When it comes to testing, though, it is test optional, with the exception of, once again, international. You do have the option whether or not you want to submit testing. So keep that in mind when you're preparing your application. If you don't want us to consider testing, you don't have to. You could still be considered for honors. You could still be considered for merit. Your call on what you want to do. So for the honors program, you're automatically considered for that when you apply for admission. We do have an academic bridge program for students who may not fit in our profile, but have demonstrated academic ability, but maybe something externally got in the way. Certainly, COVID would be a good example of that. That affected many GPAs, but prior to that or after that, we could see the ability and the consistency in the classroom. So a student may be offered SU Advantage, and once again, that's automatic consideration. You're still a Suffolk student. The only difference is you're meeting with an academic coach throughout the semester, the first semester, possibly first 2 semesters. We also have an English pathway program for, once again, international students. So if they don't meet that minimum TOEFL, there's another option there for them to pursue. As far as requirements too, for incoming students, the common application or the Suffolk application, so either one will work. We do waive the application fee if you attend one of our on-campus or virtual events. So certainly if you're in California and you can't make it to Boston, hopefully you can join us for one of those virtual tours or virtual information sessions. Really easy to do. We also have the secondary school transcript. Of course, it's required. 1 letter of recommendation, essay, and of course, once again, testing is optional. Financial aid, we give out plenty of that each year. 94% of students receive it. Once again, you're automatically considered for merit aid when you apply. And here's our map of campus. Once again, right in downtown Boston, we've got the State House, Boston Common, Faneuil Hall, Government Center, all within a couple of minutes of where you're living and where you're going to school. And here's our social media handles and our my contact information. So thanks so much, everyone. Appreciate your time.
All right, thank you so much, Suffolk University. Now to finish up our time, if everybody could come back up on their screens, we want to leave you all with some advice and words to wisdom to compare, I guess, to get yourself prepared for the process as well. And so if you all can answer in order and give some advice on the college search process of what they can do to be a benefit for themselves, that will be great.
Yeah, I think the number one thing to remember is to have fun with the process. I think it's the most anxiety-inducing time of many of our lives. I still recall it as it's definitely the most anxious I think I've ever felt. And sometimes it can be easy to forget that you have the option of choosing where you're going to spend the next 4 years of your life. So have fun with it. When you're being interviewed, remember it's your chance to interview the institution as well. We need you as much as you would like to attend. So yeah, have fun.
I think a lot of counselors here alluded to it today, but definitely take advantage of all the opportunities like you are today. make the most of it, get to know us, share as much about you as you want to learn. That way we can advocate for you if need be, whether that's, in terms of admission, financial aid, or you just want to learn a little bit more about the school and get connected to the students and other staff and faculty there that are going to really make your experience at that school. So definitely reach out to everyone that you can and make the most of your college search process.
Adding on to those two, communicate, I think, is a big one. Being able to just make sure you can have any questions, be sure to reach out to whatever school you're looking at. All of us are more than happy to answer any questions that students may have. So don't be afraid to reach out. It's not awkward. It's not weird. It's totally natural. This is a process that you probably haven't gone through before. So by all means, let us know those questions, let us know those concerns, and we'll always help you through that process.
And just to piggyback on what everybody else is saying, and I think maybe I mentioned it in my presentation as well, but if you can go visit the campus, whether that is in person or virtually, we're all living in that virtual world. So you're in California, maybe take advantage of that, and follow them on social media. That's really the best way to see if you are going to be a good fit for the school and if the school is going to be a good fit for you. So find out what it's like to, live a day in the life of the student. It'll really, help you out in that way.
And I don't have too much to add here, but I would just say concentrate on what you can control. So pay attention to deadlines, pay attention to each school's required materials. Everybody's a little bit different. If you saw in our slides, we're not all 100% the same as far as what we're looking for. So just pay close attention to that and do that research. And as everyone said, visit campus when you can, and don't be bashful about including a resume or adding on extra information about something you're involved in. That's always stuff we love to hear about. So, if you're really passionate about something, maybe it's a short answer or maybe it's an email to an admission counselor to tell them about it.
All right, these are great answers that you all shared with us this evening. And we hope that you all will definitely continue attending some of the sessions this evening, but also this week as well. And for everybody at the Board of Ed, thank you for coming. Representatives, thank you all for coming as well and being with us this evening. Everyone, have a great time. Thank you all for everything.